Yo everyone, Mango here, and welcome to another episode in our hero profile for Shadow Era. So today I'm going to be trying my lame attempt at Threbin. Threbin is a priest hero who focuses on dealing damage with weapons. Imagine that. So I'm going to start off by sacrificing, maybe not that. My opponent, I'm thinking, is a real aggressive aggro style priest. So I'm going to start off by, I'm going to keep this wave because I believe he's going to be spamming a lot of low cost allies. So I want to be able to clear the board on turn 5 or turn 4, depending on, when I get these guys down. Okay, so let's start putting away these abilities for later. So I'll put that there, summon that, end my turn. So remember again, I say this in every video, at the start of each of your turns, you have the option to sacrifice a card into your resource pile. If you don't do that, you can't play any cards, because in this game, you don't gain mana at the start of every turn. Okay? So remember, you want to play cards, you have to sacrifice a card away. Most of the time, you don't have a way to get those back. In this deck, though, I actually do have a way to get that back, and so I'll be able to show that to you later on. Okay, and I will go ahead and get rid of this as well. And let's play out one of these allies. So that ally is a 3-cost ally, Devoted Knight. When he dies, he actually turns into a resource. He'll go to your resource pile, so you gain 1 resource. So great card to ramp your resources up. Let's see what my opponent has here for me on his turn 4. So I'm thinking he might play he plays Incense of Atonement. So now every attachment that he plays is going to deal 1 damage to my hero. See that? Played an attachment on that guy, dealt 1 damage to me. So he's going to come in, deal damage to my face. He's going to try to race me down because I'm Threbin, so he knows this could be a race. I can get rid of one of these for now so that I can play this. This is a two cost ability, and what it does is it exiles allies with cost 2 or less. Whee! So you see it sent him off the board. Let's come in here, and so this guy has arcane attack. You see that yellow swish. So that activates this. Every time an opposing hero or ally was dealt arcane damage, I get to activate this for 1 durability and draw a card. And then I will, do I want to use this now? Yeah, why not? I'll use this now. Bad Santa to draw 3 cards, and I will end my turn. So you got to remember, I sacrificed 4 cards, right? And so I sacrificed Scriptures of the Righteous. I sacrificed 2 Righteous Strikes, and then I sacrificed 1 Tidal Wave. So priests happen to have an ability where they are able to pull back the cards that they resourced. So you'll get to see me do that shortly. Let's see. Oh man, those attachments. And all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and, wow, I got 3 weapons now. Yeah, I'll get rid of 1. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, summon another one of these guys. I'm going to go ahead and just attack the opposing hero, deal some damage. And let's activate this because I dealt arcane damage to my opponent. And then Forgiveness. So the bottom card in your resource pile is returned to your hand, and my hero gains 1 shadow energy. Okay, so, and then I gain 1 resource. So I don't lose that resource. It's just filled with a blank one. You remember, this was the first card I resourced. Now it's back in my hand. In my turn, so my opponent's going to have to get rid of these allies because he can't allow me to just keep doing damage to him. So he'll have to get rid of these eventually. Maybe not. Maybe he'll just put more attachments onto this guy and come in and try to death race me. Let's see what he decides to do. So, but the best thing, oh, we got another general. So he's going to seek another attachment. Remember, every time you summon this guy, you can seek an attachment from your deck as long as it doesn't attach to a hero. Okay? So if there's attachments that can attach to heroes and allies, you can't get that one. Oh, he pulls the Embers of the Just. Okay. And so he'll use that to control, to kill one of these allies. And this guy will be killed. And then I'm guessing he'll attack into here to kill this guy off. So that ally goes to my resource pile. Remember, I said earlier. So it's going to deal 2 damage to this guy. And then he'll, at the start of my turn, he's going to take 1 damage from being ablaze and go to my resource pile. There you go. And I think I might get rid of this. No, I'll keep the bad Santa. I'll get rid of. Do I have to get rid of anything? Let's see, I'm gonna play wave. You know what? Let's go ahead and skip. Let's do some damage here. So I'm gonna use my ability here. I'm gonna come in here, hit the hero for 2 and 4, because Threbin's ability at the start of your next turn, until the start of your next turn, anything that enters combat with him takes 2 arcane damage. So as soon as they enter combat, so see like this guy now, I reduced him down to 2 health. So if he attacks into me, he will actually take damage before he gets to deal any damage to me. And this weapon, whenever you attack at the end of your turn for 1/0 shadow energy, you can deal 2 damage, 2 arcane damage to an opposing ally. As far as I know so far, there are no allies that are immune to arcane damage. So you should be pretty safe hitting any ally with that extra damage. There are allies that take reduced damage, in general, so that wouldn't work on them. But there's no arcane immunity as far as I know, at least at this point in the game. So I'm kind of curious if he has anything to destroy weapons. I'm going to think he doesn't. He is a devoted knight. So you come in, so you see he takes 2 damage right off the bat, and then we enter our combat phase. So he's going to suicide this guy just so he can draw because he has that attachment that allows him to draw cards. Okay, and okay, cool, another forgiveness. Then we're going to get rid of this for right now. And so what I will do is I will activate my ability once more. I will come in and play this card. So this card allows all arcane damage is increased by 1. So I'm going to come in here, hit the hero. So you see my ability will do 3 damage now. Okay, see 3 damage. And then I'm going to activate my weapon's ability to deal damage to this guy, and it usually does 2 damage, but instead it will do 3. You see? And so he'll go up to the top of his resource pile, and then I'm going to play this card to pull another one of my resources back to my hand, and then I will use this to draw a card, and I will end my turn. Okay, so I'm sitting pretty well here, and this card allows me to deal 2 damage and then heal 2 damage. So it's a great card to mitigate some of that early rush damage from faster decks and from mage decks as well. I mean, deal 2 damage, heal 2 damage is a 4 damage swing, so it's a great card. And I'm really piling up on tidal waves here. I don't know if I'm going to be needing them. You see, he has a different style deck. Oh, he might have quit on us, or maybe he went into a tunnel or something, or he picking his nose. Or he got a phone call, all kinds of things. So he attacks, he takes the damage right off the bat. He couldn't really do anything else. I guess he could have attacked here. Oh, he's got a tidal wave. So he decides to get rid of that ally from me. So this way, I can't keep I can't keep getting more and more uh, damage from my ability. Okay, so he has his draw engine in play now. He decides to draw 3 cards, plays Zaelus Mystic, and let me see. So I'm going to get rid of one of these right now. I'm feeling like I might be able to close this out without it. So let's play this card. We'll come in here, we use our ability. Come in here, deal 2 damage. My weapon's gone, so I can't use the ping damage on him. But I can use Bad Santa. And I can... Let's use this to deal 2 damage to my opponent and heal myself by 2. And then, what the heck, might as well just draw a card. Got another focus prayer, and I will end my turn. Okay, so it's possible I could close this out in another turn or so. And this actually does arcane damage. So because this does arcane damage, I'm able to activate this. Remember, when anytime you do arcane damage, you are able to activate this and draw a card. And I did draw my mass purification, so this actually destroys all attachments. So the attachments that he has on his hero here would be destroyed, and then any attachments, if you were to put it on this guy, would be destroyed. Okay, so he's really considering what to do here. Oh, got disconnected again. Maybe he's getting a phone call or something. Let me see. So that's what's going on over here. Okay, not much. So okay, he's back. Ooh, he's got the mobs of mending robes. So that at the end of each of his turns, he'll heal 1 damage as long as he has that in play. Luckily, I have these focus prayers, so I can get rid of that, so he can't get too much mileage out of it. Zaylan Scholar, another Spirit of Devotion, deals 1 damage to me. And will he attack with this guy? Maybe not, because he doesn't want him to take any damage probably. He's really considering it though. And I will get rid of this next turn, and then I'll use these to blow up the armor. And maybe this, I don't know, I don't think I will. And see, he's really considering on whether or not he should attack into my hero, because he's getting really low on life. But I think oh, I read a jewels. Okay, so now it's going to force me to use my tidal wave here, unless I want to use mass purification. Hmm. So he's going to draw a bunch of cards. And let's get rid of this first. I will. Hmm. If I get rid of the attachments, they don't matter much to me, and then it slows down his end game. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the attachments, I think. No, let's get rid of the allies first. It might have been a mistake, we'll see. And then let's break this armor. End turn. So next turn, I should be able to come in with my weapon and then use this. So for a total of 6 damage to beat him. So as long as he doesn't play another Robes of Mending, I should be able to win the game on the next turn. So he's thinking. Oh man. Oh wow. That is really bad for me. Holy crap, I was not expecting that. So this ally is going to heal him by 1. So he's going to take him out of my kill range. Yep, it's going to be just out of my kill range. So I'm going to, and I have 2 little resources to really finish him off. So let's go ahead and we'll use our weapon here. And I'm going to stay at 5 resources. Hopefully I can pull into a tidal wave. Let's come in here. Deal 2 damage. Come on. Oh, actually, never mind. That was good enough because I have this card now. So I was able to deal 4 damage, 2 damage with this and with my ability. And now with this, I can deal 3 damage and win the game. Lucky, I was not paying attention. It's because guys, good game, my friend. And let's use this to finish off the priest on priest battle. All right. So I think that's just my talking and playing again. I'm not very good at that. Jeez. Okay, so let's go to the deck here. And you see, this deck was made by A1 Grimwind. He's the best Threbin player that there was, period. There just wasn't someone better than him. He always managed to go away and then come back and make incredible results with Threbin while no one else really could. Uh, this was a variation he decided to put in, and it worked pretty well for me. Let me see. He decided to put in Weizenstaff because he needed more options for draw. I might take that out, but we'll see how it goes with a couple more plays here. But so very little allies. You have Devoted Knight. You have four of them. Mostly you have them in here for the resource acceleration. Okay, because when it dies, you gain the they become a resource for you. This guy or this gal, Justicar Elissa, all arcane damage is increased by one. So the damage from your natural ability here goes from two arcane damage up to three. And then even this guy, if he was in play, he would deal four damage instead of three. And this card actually deals three damage instead of two. Okay. Bad Santa uh, works really well with Threbin because you don't care about unilateral draw. You don't care about giving your opponent draw because you have great control options in this deck, especially one like Tidal Wave. Okay, so you pretty much always want to max this out in Threbin. And then Forgiveness, I think you have to max this out at 4 because this ramps your Shadow Energy. Shadow Energy is one of the ways you deal your main damage with Threbin, right? And so this gives you the ability to pull to resource, think about what you're going to resource, plan ahead, knowing that you have the ability to get back your four first resource cards. And also, sometimes it can happen, but do not use Forgiveness before you have resourced away the same amount of forgiveness you have in your deck. Okay, so you see I have four forgiveness. So if I had forgiveness in my hand, I would not use it until I have four resources. Because if you use forgiveness before you have the same amount of resources, then you're going to pull a blank. It's not going to pull anything back from you. So if you have three forgivenesses, just remember, don't use it until you get three resources. I can't really explain why it works that way. Just know that it does, okay? So if you have two for forgiveness, wait till you have two resources to use it. If you have three forgiveness, wait till you have three resources. If you have four, like I do, don't use forgiveness until you've already resourced four cards away. And then just try to keep in mind, what you're resourcing and try to plan it out, okay? And Sinkhole, it's a good control option going first or going second, doesn't matter. Your opponent actually helped me out a lot in my last matchup. My opponent had a two-cost ally out, and I was able to get rid of it right away. Focus Prayer, the best item destruction in the game. Three cost, you basically destroy anything you want on your opponent's side. If it's an item or even if it's a support ability, one of the permanents in the support row ability, you can destroy it with this. So that's Full Moon, that's uh, a Blood Moon, that anything in that row you can destroy, and it's the only item with that huge a range. Smite, three cost for three cost, you get to deal three arcane damage. And so if you have if you have this card in play, remember just a card, you have this in play, it turns this into a fireball. Fireball is a mage ability, three cost, deal four damage. That's what it turns this into. Three cost, deal three damage. With this guy in play, you deal four damage, or that gal in play. Right to strike. Target opposing hero or ally takes two damage, and your hero or an ally heals two damage. So you can heal one of your allies if you wanted to, but usually, especially in this deck, you're going to be wanting to do it on your hero. And remember, if just a car is in play, you get to deal three damage to your opponent. And four tidal wave. Again, you have Bad Santa in this deck, and the reason you can spam Bad Santa without worrying about it is because you know you can always clear the board at any time. All allies are killed for five cost. Mass Purif. Oh, well, yeah. All allies are killed. And I don't think I did a hero profile with this yet, but for five cost, all allies, your allies too, are killed. Mass Purification. It didn't get to a point where I really needed to use it, but that opponent would have been one of the reasons why this is in here. Also for warriors, because they have a lot of attachments. So you cast this, all attachments are destroyed. So a lot of all hate, right? All allies are killed, all attachments are destroyed. We don't like stuff in many priests. So you got two Scriptures of Righteous. So whenever you deal arcane damage during your turn, you get to activate this and draw a card. You can activate it three times here. Each time you activate it, one durability removes. So three times, so potential six draw in those two items. This card here, Loom of Fate, two cost, one durability. All players draw a card, so you get to use this three times as well. So two of these, you have six card draw in there. And again, you don't mind giving your opponent cards because you have Tidal Wave, the ultimate equalizer. Two Wizened Staff. This is in here to give you another draw option. One Shadow Energy, draw a card. I don't like it with Threbin because you want that Shadow Energy to deal damage, but right now maybe there's not a better secondary source draw. I ended up not needing it, so I mean, because I was able to draw into scriptures at the right time. So I don't know. I mean, I maybe keep it in here. The guy that put this deck together, like I said, he's the best at playing this hero, so I'm not going to question him on his setups. Rod of Smiting. So 5 cost card. It has arcane attack. Okay, so that means this card usually does only 2 damage. But look at while you control Templar ally, Rod of Smiting has +1 attack. So that'll raise it to 3. So we got to go back to the beginning of the deck here. These cards, see this? Templar, Priest ally, Templar. This guy is a Priest ally, Templar. So both of these allies would buff the Rod of Smiting up to 3. And then if it's just a card that's in play, you get this buff to, by +1 because of just a card being a Templar ally. But but then you also deal 1 more additional damage because Justicar increases all arcane damage by 1. So this weapon you could potentially do 4 damage with. And then if you include your hero ability, would be increased by 1. That'd be 3. So you could do 7 damage in one swing with this weapon if you have just a car in play. So time it out rightly to be able to play both of these in one turn or right after another. Maybe you played this card on your turn 5, and then on turn 6 you're able to play just a car. That's a huge damage swing to your opponent. And there's not many cards where you can deal 7 damage, and it can be very difficult for them to make up that ground. And then we have Madeline Scepter. So this card, great control card. I mean, this deck has a lot of good control. And so this is a 6 cost, so it's expensive. But remember, you have Devoted Knight to be able to ramp your resources. And also, don't be afraid of sacrificing Devoted Knight early. Maybe you can sacrifice if you already have a Forgiveness in hand, you can sacrifice your Devoted Knight, and knowing that when you play Forgiveness, you will pull it back. So it almost gives you double the resources. It depends what you have in hand. It might not always be the best move. Sometimes it's best just to play the Devoted Knight out to get, to soak up some damage and to ramp up your resources that way anyway. But it depends what you have in your hand at the time. So you got to see this one in play. 2 attack, 4 durability, pretty standard uh, weapon sets, weapon stats. But then this ability for 0 shadow energy, if you attacked, you get to deal 2 damage to an opposing ally. So you get to deal damage to the hero and then use this to deal 2 damage to any opposing ally in play. And then, making them worry because, try to time it so that you can ping your opponent, your opposing ally down to maybe 2 health. This way you know that that ally can't attack into your hero without dying, especially if Threbin's ability is activated. And so I have retreat card sleeves, and then I have one of these playmats, one of the premium bundle playmats that I purchased. And so this was a Threbin deck. Hope you guys liked it. Again, thank you to A1 Grimwind for sharing this when I was still part of the A1 guild. I like it. I like Threbin a lot, but I really suck with him. I'm do terribly. I'm just glad that I happened to play one game with him this time around, and I made it look like a machine, and damn, I looked good doing it. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Another episode of our hero profile, this one for Threbin. And again, through all the stuff the pro YouTubers ask you to do, like, share, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 blah. And again, we're just trying to make this game as great as possible. Everyone who plays it knows what a great game it is, and we just want more people to join in with us so we have more people to compete against and grow that player base and bring this game into the limelight where it deserves to be, because we all know that this game, it deserves to be up there with any of the other big card games out there right now. Okay, so again, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.